jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of sing. Went off to college, but college turned out me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. Bang out the buzzword, teaching that blind man to sing. You might get the best of him, but you'll never fool me. Now, sweet talk to beanstalk, tell Jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate boy to a different kind of scene. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in truth and loyalty. I said, whoa, light that fuse and run. I said, whoa, I am my father's son. Light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Whoa, light that fuse and run. Went off to college, but college done up me. Couldn't get my master's in
Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Pandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Tuesday night. And where else would you rather be than right here on the K-Gun Report? We have joining us shortly ex-Bills wide receiver Mr. Brad Lamb. He is a great guest. We've had him on before. He's a good time, good hang, so we're excited about that. Tonight, we're also giving away the Mark Maddox signed jersey from our friend, Mr. Mark Maddox. So if you left a comment on last week's show, we're spinning that tonight. So keep your eyes peeled on that one. Also, leave a comment for tonight because we're giving away one of our brand new tie-dyed FLX Mafia shirts over on our bonfire site. We got some signings. We got some news. We got some draft stuff. It's going to be a great night, man. So we're going to hit this intro and get right into it, all right? Here we are, and here it is. The K-Gun Report, Season 5. What episode is this? 3? Episode 3?
Oh, yeah. Episode
Season
3.
5. Oh, my God. 2024 NFL season for the Buffalo Bills. I am your host, Swank, and of course, as always, with me tonight, the terrible twins. Look at him. Down below, right there with a brand new camera. Look at how crisp he is. Look at his, oh my God, you can see every detail on this boy. My favorite. You love him. You know him. Mr. Jarrod Reed. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Swank. Hey, Brother Scott. Brother Swank, I should say, too. Welcome to Season 5, Episode 3. Like you said, we're already into it, having fun week in and week out. We've been blown away with numbers. And, of course, we love to do the giveaways. So we're doing it again. FLX
Hell
Mafia in the
yeah.
house. Cuca, Seneca, Canandaigua Lake. Love you all. Let's get this talk going.
Wow, look at this kid, man. He's practicing this stuff at night on his little diary, just being like, let's get this stuff, let's get this stuff going. I love it, dude. Right over
I thought he
here.
was going to start rapping there for a second there. Canandaigua, Finger Licks, oh, Honey Oil Falls. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
What's up, guys? What's up? Nonsense.
Right over here next to me is the guy that looks like the guy down there, my brother from another mother, Mr. Scooter Magooter. What's up, bruh?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Buff fan base? Bills Mafia. Glad to be back week in and week out. Ever Tuesday. Got a lot to talk about. Can't wait to get it going.
Hell yeah. Before we get started too far here, we are going to be joined hopefully by Mr. Brad Lamb. Just waiting for him to sign on the old Zoom here. But in the meantime, we'll be talking Bills news, Bills football. We'll be giving stuff away. It's going to be a great time. And of course, we want all of your questions and comments. We're up to 234 people viewing live right now. So thank you guys. And let's say hi to some people that are commenting in, huh? How about that? We got our boy Patrick Hughes. What's up, Mafia? Can we get a third record-breaking show? We'll all get to cracking. Hell yeah, man. What were we up at? 2,800 last week, I
It was
think
up there. No, yeah, 2,900. I think we were 100 away from the 3K mark.
Yeah, we were close. It was, 28, 29, something like that. So good on you guys. Share it around. Tell your friends, tell your fam. Don't tell your ex-wife. We got the beautiful Paulette Brown. Good evening, everybody. Love my Mafia family. Let's go Buffalo. What's up, Paulette? Thanks for joining in. We got Uncle James. What's up, Mafia? What's up, brother? We got Doug. How you doing, Doug? He's saying hi to Paulette. Forget all the rest of us. Just Paulette. I'm with you, dude. Hey, Paulette. How are you? Oh, man. Our one of the guys and his wife, who have just been so good to us and been friends of ours for so long on this platform, Mr. John Johns, who unfortunately lost his mother this past week. And we love you very much and send our condolences. And we've already talked and all that stuff, but we all love you, man. So thanks for joining in. And let's keep it up and positive for our boy. Show our boy some support here.
We love you, John Jones.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
We got Cookie in the comments saying, what up, everybody? What's up, Cookie? We got Adam. What's Bills Mafia? Yeah, I think he meant what's up, Bills Mafia. Glad to see the K-Gun back again. Let's go. Hell yeah, Adam, man. Good to be back, brother. Glad to have you back. Oh, we got Lisa saying, hey, Swank. What is up, Lisa? Oh, man. Chris Christian, K-Gun family. Hell yeah. Let's see here. Lisa says no comments showing up. We got some comments coming in here, I think, now. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him on my Facebook. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Mary wants to know how everybody's doing. Jerry, how are you doing tonight, bro?
How am I doing tonight?
Yeah,
Doing pretty good.
We're doing a live stream. I just want to make sure you're paying attention.
Yeah, well, if you've tuned in more than one show, you always notice that I'm looking down for the first 3 or 4 or 5 minutes is because I'm trying to share to all our social media so we can get everybody commenting the show. So whenever I'm looking down, that's what I'm doing. And I just noticed something I sent. It didn't go through and it said retry. So when it was mentioned that there's no comments coming through, I'm just checking to see what that was all about.
Oh, okay. Well, I might be a little behind here. It's 8:06 and those comments were from like 8:01. So I'm just trying to catch up because we got so many people hanging out and having a good time, man. Dr. Bruce McKellar saying go Bills. The good doctor writes a nice little blog over at 247buffpandemonium.com/blogs called The Injury Report. And he has a really great read about Milano's injury up there. Go check that out. And speaking of great reads, I got to tell you, which is funny. Get it? Great reads.
Yeah,
Look,
I knew we were going with this.
If we're going here, your boy Scooter over here has taken to pen and paper him damn self and wrote one of how many? I don't know how many you're doing.
We'll do one a week, I think, up until the week before draft. So what we're doing, guys, is on our X, our Twitter, I'm putting out a poll voted on by the fans themselves at what position we're going to grab at spot number 28. The first one I did was wide receiver. That seems to be the hot topic. The consensus was Brian Thomas Jr. was who everybody wanted in this draft if he was available at 28. So there's a nice little blog on him, his statistics, what he would offer the Buffalo Bills and how he would fit in. Right now, there's one that I think just ended. We went defensive edge or interior defensive line, and you guys all voted in Chop Robinson from the Penn State Nittany Lions. So we'll be doing one on him. And again, every week, Saturday, I'll put out the poll. You answer the poll. We'll come up with a draft profile for the guy that you want there. And it's pretty exciting stuff. We may be wrong, but we love doing it. It's fun to do this kind of stuff.
Hey man, it's not about being wrong. I would love to see these mock drafts, like compare it to like what actually happens at night, because you never see any of these dudes come out and talk about how wrong they were. They're always talking about the one guy they got right in the early, like top 5 or something, you know. So
right, and it's the 45th mock draft they did, so they could pick and choose which ones they ever wanted to do.
Let me just scan through 200 of these.
Yeah, but this thing's ever changing. I mean, every move the Bills are making. First, we thought wide receiver, they got Curtis Samuel. Then we thought safety, they go ahead and get Mike Edwards and sign Rapp. And we're thinking defensive line, they just signed the couple guys there. It's like you don't know where they're going.
No,
you don't know where they're going. It might be best player available. It might be moving back a couple just to get that extra 12th pick. Who knows?
Who knows? That's the fun of it. Hey, did you guys know football can be fun?
Oh, yeah.
That's why we started this, man. So it could be fun. And you didn't have to people didn't have to be at each other's throats. They could just have a fun conversation about what they believe and, you know, still be friends. That's a cool thing, right?
That is a cool thing. It's crazy.
We got Lisa the Cook in the comments. What's up, Lisa?
What's up, Lisa?
Man, got a lot of love for John Johns in the comments. Hello. Yeah, you guys are the best, man. Here's a name for you. Just as we're hitting 400 viewers live, Mr. Buffalo Spartan.
This is Sparta.
I tell you what, man, with that mic setup, your video, all that stuff looking crispy clean, you hit that now and it's just so good. What's up, Spartan? Our brother.
What's up, buddy?
From another mother.
Hey.
John Johnson, thank you for all the support. Love to all of you. Hell yeah, brother. Chris Christian beating you to the This is Sparta in text form. I love it. Patrick Hughes says, Bills Mafia is a dysfunctional bunch of Bills fans, LOL. Yeah, man, we're like the land of misfit toys. You know, nobody understands us, but they all love us. So that's it. Oh, man. We got Julie Morsdorf Brundage.
There you go. Hi, Julie.
Did I get that? Hi, guys.
Oh,
what is up?
Julie Brundage.
Thanks for joining
I work with her.
us. Yeah,
she's a supporter. She's been out to the Rager to celebrate the Rager with us. She met Mark Maddox. Yep. She wore an FLX Mafia shirt, which, guys, if you want the FLX Mafia shirt, Swank's got one wearing right now. That's a hoodie. We do have tee options also. Oh, well. Hit up our store at 247buffendemonium.com.
I'm going to throw those tee options up here in a little bit. And I was waiting for us to get a little bit of numbers before we did this. But let's give that Maddox jersey away. What do you boys think?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
And Brad is trying to get in right now, so I'm just sending him more stuff to get him going. He is here. He's just waiting to get in.
I'm sending him stuff. We're going to be joined by Mr. Brad Lamb, ex-Buffalo Bills wide receiver. Great guest very shortly here, as soon as Jerry can figure out how to text him on the original cell phone. Guys,
he's got to turn it to the side, flip it up, you get the keyboard option, Jarrod.
Guys, if you missed the show last week, I strongly encourage you to hop on your favorite platform and replay it, because it was one for the ages, man. Probably, God, we've been doing this for 5 years. Well, this is the 5th year. I'd say this is in my top 10 favorite shows. We had the Justice himself, the General himself, Mr. Justice General from the Buff fan base, which we are part of that network, and also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, give them all your money, buy everything. That's it. That's the whole plug for that one. We had Mr. Justice General, and that was great. We also had reoccurring guest champion. I think that might have been his 4th or 5th appearance on the show, Mr. Mark Maddox. And when we were talking about the record-breaking viewership we had, we said we were going to give something away because you guys are so great. And he offered up a signed Mark Maddox jersey. So if you left a comment last week, you were on this wheel right here that I'm about to spin, and then we're going to send your address to Mark Maddox, and he's going to send you a jersey. How about that?
Sweet. I've seen a couple of those 55 jerseys. They're pretty sweet. I love
dope.
Double numbers. They look so nice, and the 5's big. It's great. Perfect.
You can't go wrong.
I got one right there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, right there.
Is that one signed? Did you get him signed that one? What the hell, man?
My mom won it. My mom got it signed. There's a nice picture on our website with her.
Nice.
She's like, what am I going to do with it? I go, I don't know.
know.
Give it to
You
your
can
youngest son.
Yeah,
So I don't need to ask who the favorite kid is.
You can leave it at my house, Mom.
Just leave it here.
Guys, well, I'll get into this after we spin this winner, but thank you so much for commenting. And don't forget, comment tonight because we're giving away some brand spanking new merch that we just dropped here this week at 24/7.com/shop. No.
Spin that wheel. Shoom, shoom, shoom.
Oh, man. Listen, this is not Oh.
It just slipped.
Dr. Bruce has won
There
the
you go.
jersey from Mr. Mark Maddox. Dr. Bruce, congratulations. The only reason I was holding my breath is it is so close to passing over to Paul Rossi's name. It was like it's on the line, but it must
I
have
see
slowed right before it went. So congratulations to the good doctor. He does a lot for us, and we're super happy for him. Listen, don't forget, keep them comments coming. We'll enter you for another giveaway for next week because we're like that, you know? We love it.
What we do.
See. We got Robbie from Let's Talk 716 Sports. What's up, Robbie? Also part of the Buff Fan Base Network.
What's up, Robbie?
Let's see here. We got Franklin. What is up, brother? Let's see here. Patrick wants to know, Swank, when do we get This is Sparta? Like, yeah, I said it. That's a good idea, dude. I'll put that in the notes for sure. We got Kathleen Carlson. What's up? Saying, hey, guys. Let's see.
What's up,
Harold
Kathleen?
Fuller. What's up, brother?
I'd ask Scott to do it again. It just doesn't have the same flavor, so we got to wait till next week.
Buffalo Spartan says, damn, missed last week's and my FLX Mafia shirt is cracking. Well, listen, dude, you left a comment. You're on the wheel for next week, and you could win an FLX Mafia shirt, bro. Oh, my God. Brent Thompson. Dude, what is up, brother? Get to cracking. How are you? Do it. He said, what's up, rednecks? Y'all better be sipping. You know we are, brother. Great to hear from you, my man.
Good to see you.
The best handle on Facebook, Mr. Nate Nacho. In the comments, what's up, fellas? Want to hear each of you your best case scenarios for first round. Go Bills. We'll get into that, man. Absolutely.
What's up, Nate? What's up, Nate? Cheers.
A lot of people congratulating our boy, Dr. Bruce. Hell yeah. Patrick Hughes says, wow, my losing streak's still going. He said he's got a frame waiting for his new Mark Maddox jersey. Hell yeah, absolutely. Good. Guys, you guys are killing it. Up over 500 viewers right now. I know there was like a big boom in the fan base where like a lot of these shows have been just blowing up, and we encourage you guys to go watch the Nickel City Crew, RT, obviously, Thomas Take Sports podcast, Mook and Justice, like all the shows, Robbie, all that stuff, Robin, T and Robin. There's a ton of great content and great shows on the Buff Fan Base Network. Follow them everywhere and get going. But you guys have been killing it for us, man, like literally killing it. Like the last episode was record breaking everywhere, from live views to views after the fact. It was insane. So thank you guys so much.
Yep. Thanks for sharing, tagging, doing all that stuff, guys. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, this just in. There's someone knocking at the door.
Well, bring them in, man.
Bring them in. Come on in.
Now we just wait for everything to settle in.
Well, you just got to let it settle, you know. There he is.
What's going on?
Hey,
Brad.
How's it going?
Hey, man. Good. How you doing?
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Glad you could join us tonight.
I'm sorry. I'm on the road right at the moment. I hope to be home here shortly, but my daughter flooded her house and her sink, and ceiling was falling in, so I had to buzz over there and help her out real quick.
Hey, man, that's what it's all about. You got to do what you got to do. Family first.
Yep. When dad duties call, dad duties call.
You know how that works.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know this man, his second appearance on the show, Mr. Brad Lamb, ex-Buffalo Bills wide receiver, and one of our favorite guests to have on the K-Gun Report, decided to graciously come on the show and give us a little talking. So if you got any questions for Mr. Brad Lamb, please throw them in the comments right now, and we'll get to it. If you need to get situated and stuff too, Brad, you can connect once you get home. So.
Oh, either way, I don't mind one bit.
All right, great.
It'll be about 10 minutes before I get to the house. So, hey, this doesn't bother me. I'm used to it.
Just 10 and 2, 10 and 2, and
10
just
and 2,
drive safe.
yeah.
That's right. 10 and 2. That's right.
We used to do the old thumbs on the handle.
Oh, yeah, the 2 thumbs up. Oh, gosh.
Also,
The good old days.
yeah. Aside from coming to your daughter's rescue, what else you got going on down there nowadays?
Oh, man, I got 4 grandbabies now. I've had 3 grandbabies in the last 8 months.
Wow.
So that's been a thrill.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm too young to be this old.
Now the tricky part is going to be remembering all their names since they all came so close together.
Oh, I know. The good thing is I got 2 boys and 2 girls, so we're nice and even.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, very cool. Well, we were just talking a little bit about some of the moves the Bills have made, and I remember you being pretty involved in following the team and what's going on and up to date on things. So do you have any opinion here on what we got going on at wide receiver up there in Buffalo?
Yeah, actually I do. I think if we can remember back when we talked, there was a guy that I mentioned last year that before the season started, if he progressed like he did his first rookie year, he was going to be, I thought, pretty good, and that was at Shakir.
Yeah.
And I think he was fabulous this past year. I think he's got a lot to offer the team this year. But I like the Samuel. I mean, I think that's going to be. They keep talking about it being that 1-2 kind of like San Francisco has, and I think it will be a little bit harder for the defense to match these guys up. With him being able to run the ball, a little thicker guy, I think they can run the ball a little bit better maybe than some of the others.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think we're hurt. Gabe Davis was a good receiver for us, but I don't mean it in a bad way, but I don't think with what we've done that we've lost anything there. If anything, maybe we've stepped up a little bit with the Curtis Samuel signing. We'll see. We'll see how that all pans out.
Yeah, we were talking.
I agree with you, Brad. Curtis Samuel, guys, is not just someone that can run all the routes in the route tree. He could be number 2, a number 3, a number 4 wide receiver. He could be the slot. He could be the running back. And one thing I love about this pickup, Swank and Brad and Jarrod, is in high school we ran the triple option. The Bills run the RPO. The RPO has been run around the league completely. But now when you to a 20 series or a 21 personnel, you could put Samuel and Cook in the backfield and run like sort of a triple option. You could fake the handoff going one way. You can keep it one way, have the other guy trailing you and pitch it if you have to. I mean, the options are limitless for Joe Brady and Curtis Samuel. Remember, when Curtis Samuel played under Joe Brady as an offensive coordinator at Carolina, he ran the ball 40 times. So I agree 100% there, Brad. He's going to be utilized a lot different, but he's going to be more effective in every aspect of this football game.
Well, and he's also.
I agree.
Yeah, he's got a familiarity with Joe Brady too, and was very successful with him. So I think this is a win-win all the way around. As far as maybe opening up Joe Brady's playbook, getting a little comfortable, bringing in people that he's familiar with, that he's had success with. I think this is going to be good for everybody.
This is definitely better for Stefan. Go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say you got the whole off season now too with Brady. Now he's got a whole off season to work with the offense to kind of game plan thing. So I'm excited again this year. Obviously, we was a little disappointed last year in the final outcome of what happened, but it's to me it's still wide open for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been keeping an eye on any of the wide receiver prospects coming out in this year's draft?
I'll be honest with you, I haven't as much as I have in the past because I've been working with my own son down here at UNC Charlotte, making sure that he's ready. They just started their spring ball, and he's starting on now and working his way into that receiver room. So been really trying to give him a lot of that attention, so not as much time to look at some of these other guys like I would like to. But I probably will here in the next couple of weeks before draft day actually kicks off, kind of see where these guys line up.
Yeah, hey man, I don't blame you at all. I'm not that guy either. That's Scott. So
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you're going to dedicate some time for these wide receivers in this draft, you're going to have to dedicate a lot of time. This draft is full of talented wide receivers all the way into, I believe, the 4th round, kind of where we picked up Gabe Davis. I don't think it was that was a great pickup by being at 4. And I think there's going to be talent all the way out that way. So there's a lot this year.
Well, and I've heard some of the guys talking about, and I think I tend to agree with them. I don't think we should not look for another great receiver in this draft because it's so deep. Maybe you don't have to, necessarily look at that one, or even maybe not even the 2nd round. But if you can find that steal in that 3rd or 4th round again, I think that would be good, because I think we've got good receivers now. I don't think we're hurting for, I think Kurt Samuel's going to help Diggs a lot more than Davis did. Actually, that's my own take on things right now. So I look for Diggs to have a big year this year.
I'm 100% behind you on that one, due to the fact that after I was listening to WGR 550, and they were talking about how Curtis Samuel does the screens, it kind of just jumped in my head that we relied on Stephon Diggs this past year for the screens, and I don't think that's really his game. He doesn't have that gadgety moves right off the bat to get past people where Curtis Samuel does. And when he does that, he's going to open up Diggs down the field more. So I think it's a win-win. I think, like you said, Brad, I'm 100% behind you with Stephon Diggs having a great year this year.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I think Curtis Samuel is like the guy that can get separation, right? He's definitely a different kind of route runner than Gabe Davis, and that's all the difference, I think, in the world. That was a problem that Josh had, as far as like being able to find the open guy, because there wasn't a whole lot of separation going on. So, I think this is going to be great for everybody.
And getting a legit number of wide receiver number 2 at 27. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I said Curtis Samuel can break tackles too, I think. I mean, it's like, nothing against, Diggs, but he's not your power runner.
Yeah.
He's a great route runner, great separation, catches everything coming and going, but, he's not your power receiver that's going to run through blocks per se, or tackles, I guess. Whereas I see Samuel doing that.
Yeah, 100%. I think he's a big yak guy, and he can make separation, man. We need that. That's what we've been lacking here in Buffalo for a while. Even with the addition of Samuel, Brad, do you still think that the Bills try to get a wide receiver in the 1st round or 2 of the draft?
I would probably fall away maybe from the 1st round, just in the sense that I think there's probably a couple other needs that we might want to go after there in that 1st round, but I wouldn't be opposed to them grabbing someone in the 2nd, 3rd round. Like we were saying, there's so much talent in this draft. I think if you do your homework, we're going to be able to find that one that's going to slip for whatever reason into that 2nd, 3rd round that, could have potentially been a low 1st rounder or high 2nd rounder that you might be able to steal off that board.
Yeah, that's Bean's game. I mean, it's kind of what he's been doing here for the last 6 years or whatever, right? Try to get that discount.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think right now they could do pretty much anything they want, right? Like, people are saying a lot about center, possibly. Again, like defensive line kind of stuff. I don't know. I think I'm still leaning towards wide receiver.
If I was that would be my biggest concern right now, as far as well, I don't know. I would say that one of the top 2 is the center position.
Yeah.
Obviously, that person runs that whole offense. Got to make the calls to the rest of the linemen. So we got to make sure we shore that up. To me, it would be nice to get a veteran in that spot, but if not, you better go pretty high in the draft and get you a stud to fill that void, in my opinion. As well as, I know we picked up the safety from Kansas City, and Rapp will be back, but I think we probably need to still look at that position as well.
Yeah, you can never have too many secondary players.
Mm-mm.
Scooter, you look like you were going to say something there.
Oh, I'm just looking at centers. There's only like one that is potentially going to go in that first round. So if that's one of their main focuses, I can see Bean trading back into the second, grabbing another pick or two, and still being able to get a starting center as a rookie this year.
Can't go wrong with that, man. Why not? He's the king of doing that too.
Yep, that's right. And I mean, who do we? I'm just trying to see them right now. No one was it McGovern or who was it that actually played a little bit of center, the true center, on the roster right now? Did we?
Yeah, it was. I think it was Bates.
But they got rid of
but
him,
he's
right?
gone.
Yep.
So
Bates, that's right.
yeah. So
Played a little bit there. Yeah.
Yeah. He was kind of like that rotational Swiss Army knife guy that could be almost anywhere. But we got rid of him for a cheap pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I guess you got to take the good with the bad,
That's
right?
it.
I mean, you just got to, obviously there's, I guess, reasons for it, but we don't always know. But I felt that just left us, really thin at that position. That to me is really integral in your whole offense.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They took the guard Connor McGovern, and they're saying that he's a starting center now. But they also did just sign a free agent by the name of Will Clapp out of the Chargers, who has game time experience. Has started a bunch of games at center. Who some say that he is a type of Ryan Bates type of player. He can play guard, center, and tackle. So that may be our answer to the Ryan Bates situation.
Yeah, it could be. Could be. To me, you got to find that starting center, especially if he's the guy that's calling out, your line blocking schemes and all that. You don't want a guy that's shuffling out different people. So, I think it'll be one of their priorities. I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Very well could be, for real.
Brad, 99% of the professionals are wrong, so so don't feel bad if you missed this one.
Yeah, I could be. I'm still happy about Shakir. I was on his train last year, and I think he lived up to expectations that I was expecting this year from him, and I think he's a good route runner. I think if you think about it in the playoffs, he was the guy they went to. Now, he was a little less known, but when Diggs was covered, he caught some. I mean, he made some pretty spectacular plays there in the playoffs. So I was pretty impressed with him.
He may be the reason, not the money. Shakir may be the reason Gabe Davis didn't sign back with the Bills.
Yeah, it could. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure I like where he went though.
Yeah. That's the Jaguars, they're going to be interesting this year. I don't know. It's
And what, Poyer ended up going to Miami, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody went to Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poyer's in Miami. I've been reading a lot of tweets about Miami fans saying how great their secondary is now that Jordan Poyer's there, and they're the same people that were saying that he was washed up and old last year when he was on the Bills. So
yeah, exactly.
So we'll see what happens. But speaking of cornerbacks that are no longer on the team, heartbreaker because Bean had alluded to the fact in his press conference here at the owners meetings that there's a possibility that Micah Hyde and Tre'Davious White could be back at some point if they're not signed somewhere. But unfortunately, that is not going to be true for Mr. Tre'Davious White. Trey signed a deal with the Los Angeles Rams about an hour ago for 1 year up to $10 million. So a little bit of a heartbreaker out there. I saw you guys were asking about it or talking about it in the comments a little bit. But luckily he's got another shot. It'll just be horrible to see him wearing somebody else's jersey for a season.
In a different division, though.
Yeah,
Which I can take that.
Yeah.
I'll still be rooting for Trey White 100% until we play him in the Super Bowl this year.
Absolutely.
Which leads, I would have to think that if I thought Trey or Micah Hyde were going to come back, and if Trey's gone, I think in my if I'm throwing a number out there, I think 85% chance that Micah Hyde returns to Buffalo.
You think so?
Really?
I am all. Yeah, and I was thinking one of those guys was gonna at least one, maybe two, because after Bean's little presser he had a couple days ago, he said nothing's off the table. He was an open book to these two guys that he obviously wants them to go out and make the money they can, but there is restructures that they can do, take less money, like you saw Dawson Knox and Von Miller do. So it kind of left us fans open, like, oh my gosh, what's that mean? And deep down inside, I was like, maybe one, maybe two. Now that Trey's gone, I think Micah might be back
as a backup.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be fine.
I mean, he'd be quality depth. I don't know. I love him. I don't want to see him like outplay his time, and you know what I mean. I don't want it to be sad. I want it to be happy. So if he comes back and he gets to sub in a little bit and he does some good things, and maybe he fields like some punts and does some of that kind of fun stuff too, like I could see that being a good time. I could see him come back for a vet minimum and then retiring after a year. Like that all could be good. I think good for the city, but also I think there's a lot to say about like kind of turning over and moving on from some of these guys, as hard as it is to try and get younger, to try to develop a sturdy foundation and get like the new, it's almost like the Josh Allen era 2.0 now, like all these guys set the groundwork and now we got to kind of move on. So as much as it pains me, I think it's for the better, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see here. Doug says Coach Hyde. He could come back as a coach.
There you go.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Player coach, play and coach.
You want him to be like Tom Brady, right?
Give him a nice coach. Give him a nice coach's salary, and then give him the league minimum.
Burt Reynolds on The Longest Yard. That's what I want. I think that's the movie.
The one where he goes to jail after he wrecks a car?
Yeah, and then he becomes the coach and he goes out and plays.
Oh, it could be.
We're at the Brad Lamb family home.
Here we are. Last week,
I'm home. I made it to the house safe and sound.
There we
That's
go.
good.
Hey, you got some better lighting in your house.
Yeah, how's that? With my finger out of the way. Oh man.
We keep it real here, Brad. Last week, Mark Maddox was on the show, and he was cooking. He was cooking wings.
Yeah, he's frying
Live
wings
in
for his
action.
mom.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. You gotta tell him he needs to send me some of those wings.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all were saying.
Well, he's coming up for the Rager this year. You're more than welcome to come up, man. We'll get him to make us dinner, all sorts of things. It'll be great.
Oh, there you go. When's that?
Let's see.
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. Yep.
Labor Day.
Yep.
That's a tough time for people.
Yeah. Just with my son. I mean, I'm all over with him right now too, and this season coming up. So I only got a couple more years with him.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm telling you, that's your number one draft pick, man. You gotta stick with that. We totally understand.
That's right. He is. That's for sure.
So are you training him or helping out, or what's a day look like when you're with him?
Well, no, it's mainly just talking about, he likes to call and we like to talk about, his practices and what he's learning and, his defensive coverages and, how it's get a separation in certain zones and certain man-to-man and routes that he's running, just kind of more of the, hopefully giving him a little bit of knowledge and then working on his, his combine type drills, his 3 cones and his, vertical is that kind of stuff, just getting him ready. It's going to be a big camp for him this year. He really needs to get in there and get some playing time at receiver this year. So he's got, 3 years left of eligibility. So this year and is a big year to make that next step. So that's what we're pushing for. And he's made the first step. I mean, he's starting on special teams now and they love him. And,
nice.
He's making his way known in the receiver room, but it's just told him it just takes time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, stay the course, man. That's really
earn your stripes.
Yeah, that's got to be a great moment for you.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And he loves the game, and that's what's great about it. He doesn't do it just to be doing it. I mean, he literally loves playing football. So, that makes me happy and makes his mom happy. And, we enjoy getting to go out and watch him. And, he played Florida last year, so he was able to play in that game, a couple of snaps on special teams. So,
Oh, wow.
we got to travel there, and that was fun for him to get to see the atmosphere there. And this year they'll play UNC, Chapel Hill, and play Indiana. Next year, I think they play Georgia next year.
Oh, wow.
Boy.
Yeah.
So, they're stepping into that next tier. So,
What kind of fan are you in the stands there, Brad? Are you allowed yelling at everybody kind of, or just sitting back and taking it all in and watching silently?
no, I think I'm looking at my wife. What do you call me, Angela? What am I like? Am I, huh? Yeah, she says I'm pretty calm.
Yeah, I expect that.
I guess the hardest thing for me is being a dad, a coach, and also a player, and my son playing the same position I play, is I critique everybody out there that he's going against on his team. And okay, I'm trying not to be a dad. I'm trying to be the coach. So, why shouldn't he be in there right now? Some of these guys you got in there playing, I know his talent. What's the barrier here I'm not seeing?
Mhm.
And that for a dad, that's where do I draw that line? And not overstep my boundaries and go running and screaming, "Hey, you need to do," that kind of thing. But he's earning his stripes. Last year he was in camp one at his position as a receiver, the points in the camp. So all the drills they did, every day they get points. He won that. This year, the group that he was with, their group won in Springs here so far. He was named as a captain for this next team for one of the teams for this next session. So I mean, he's earning his right. People respect him there. His work ethic is second to none. And he might not have the best talent of anybody out there, but nobody's going to outwork him. And he's a tremendous ball player. So I would put him in the top 5. In the receiver room. Now, that's my personal opinion.
No, I think as a dad, it does carry a little bit heavier weight for you. Obviously, you're rooting for your son, but also you've played the game, you have credentials for it, and I think it's one of those things, Dad. If you sit there and you just say, "Listen, keep at it, man. You got this." I've seen a lot of NFL players. I've seen a lot of college ball. I'm sitting back watching, and I bet you he takes your grain of salt a little bit better than everybody else's. The fact that you've played and just keep at it, buddy. I know it's going to be hard, but I can't wait to see him get drafted.
Encouragement. I think sometimes, his mom, she says it better than anybody. I'm probably harder on him than anybody.
Oh, sure.
So I don't, if I feel like he can play, I'm not saying it because he's my son and I love him and I want him to play. I truly believe he's got the talent to be able to play. And I would tell him that too, because if he didn't, I'd be saying, hey, let's move on down to Division I or Division II or, something here where you actually can get more playing time. I mean, you can earn your stripes wherever you want, but where he's at right now is a perfect fit for him. And he, I just hope he gets the opportunity because that's what I always preach to him. You just got to make the best of every opportunity as long as you get opportunity. And, you need to talk to them about that. If you're having an issue there, you're not feeling like you're getting an opportunity. You're not saying you're better than anybody. You're not saying you deserve this. Just give me the opportunity to prove it, and then let the chips fall where they may. But you got to get the opportunity.
Yeah.
Right.
So, going into his 3rd year. So as far as I'm concerned, he's earned the opportunity, at least the option to have the opportunity to perform.
Yeah, that's got to be so hard, man. We talk about it a little bit on the show where, how much of your son's life has been dedicated to football?
Yeah,
a
lot.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
ever since he was little, ever since Pee Wee.
Exactly, right. And to get to that spot where he is now and then have you to mentor him and to climb the way, do it the right way, climb your way up and get presented with that opportunity. I mean, it's just, man, it's so crazy to me that you work so hard for that long, and there's like what they said, like a 1% chance of high school kids get to play ball in college, and then 1% or less than 1% of college get to actually play in the NFL. But to push and push and push and stay motivated and to try to claw and get your chance without being disrespectful, but being insistent, like that's got to be such a hard.
Well, that's what I said. You got to fight for it, because and that's what I'm so proud of him for. He doesn't go in there with the attitude, well, my dad played, I should just be able to play.
Yeah.
He's earned every opportunity that he's gotten up to this point. He's been in the weight room first, in the meeting rooms first, stays late. I mean, works hard, wins the challenges. I mean, he does everything that you would want. A player, if I was a coach, that's exactly the kind of player I'd want on my team. I'd take a ton of them, with that, even if they had just a little bit less talent, but they've got that work ethic, they got that drive, they got that love for the game, and they're going to give it that extra mile. I'll take that guy any day. But anyway, it'll be a fun year for him this year, I hope. And the spring ball is a big time for him here, so we're just praying, believing that he'll get his opportunity to let some of this shine out this year.
Hey man,
keep working hard, because people are watching. People are watching. Jarrod mentions Terrell Davis as a special teamers when he was in the NFL. Great running back, ended up being a Hall of Fame running back, but he didn't get noticed until he smacked somebody in the mouth on kickoff as a kickoff specialist, as a gunner. And people notice, these special teams guys notice. They may put in a word for you, say, get this guy out on the field. He's kicking ass special teams. He's putting in the work. He deserves that chance. And taking advantage of that chance is where he's going to find himself starting to thrive, and that be the number one guy, number two guy.
I told him it only takes one play.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it really does. I said, you got to be ready for that. I said, look at it this way, son. You got to be ready just for that one play. That's all it takes, which means you got to be ready for every play.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, last thing you want is a coach saying, Lamb, get out there, and you're not paying attention, and you lose your chance. You got to be on your balls, your feet at all times.
That's right. That's right.
Well, we'll be cheering for him, man. I think that's awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that's so great, and it's cool to have you on here to give that kind of perspective. I think it's super unique, that relationship that you have, and it's cool that you guys are doing it, or that you're supporting, and you get to kind of do it together like that. I think that's great.
Oh yeah. Well, love it. Mom and I we have a thrill every chance we get the opportunity to go watch him.
Awesome. Hey guys, I want to mention, because I feel like I haven't mentioned in a while, but we are part of the Buff Fan Base Network. Please go follow them on all socials, Justice and Mookie and our boy RT, Ryan Thomas's Sports Podcast. We got Robbie, we got Robin, Nickel City, all these guys, man. Go follow them. Great content, great shows, a lot of fun, and can I say, like, the best network to be part of as far as we're concerned. Yeah, absolutely. As part of that, we are sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. They have great shirts and threads all year round. They put out a new one all the time, and the money directly goes to support a family in need in Western New York. It's a great win-win. Give them all your money. It's just awesome. We also just put out on our site new FLX Mafia tie-dyes, which I'm not a tie-dye guy, but there's at least like one of these I probably wear. If you leave a comment tonight, you are entered to win one of these of your choosing from our website. And they're up on your screen right now. If you like it, check it out, man. And yeah, I think that's it. That's it for plugs right now. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it.
We've reached tie-dye land.
The K-Gun Report brought to you by Hall of Fame 89.
Everything's product placement. Yeah. Oh, well, guys.
Brad, you like that baby right there? Bring back memories?
I love it. Yes, sir. I was just noticing that back there.
Yeah.
I love the red.
Jerry puts all those together, man. He gets them and does them up and paints them and does the decals.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It was a gold helmet with a gray face mask, and I painted all that and decaled it.
It looks perfect. Looks perfect.
That's our equipment manager, Jarrod, right there. Yeah. We got some people in the comments here that were asking Brad a couple questions here, and I had one myself. But when you were in college and then in the pros there, like what was this time of year like for you in the off season? I mean, we're March, April. Like what were you typically doing at this point to get ready for the season, or were you just relaxing, or what were you doing?
Well, two different things took place in college. I was in track, so I was training with the track program, and basically a lot of my agility and sprinting and all that I was working on during this time. And when I was in Buffalo, obviously that off season was a little bit different in the sense that it was just getting into shape, getting ready for camp, so I could get into the best shape of my So when I got to camp, because that was a funny thing about it, everybody says, you come to camp, you better be in shape. You don't go to camp to get in shape.
Yeah.
Whereas in college you did. I mean, you basically got in
wow.
shape. If you weren't in shape, you didn't train for football year round. I didn't, because I was a multi-sport athlete, but so I was staying in shape somewhat. But a lot of people use training camp as getting in shape. Whereas, when you got into that professional level, they don't give you time to get in shape. You come ready to play and be ready to learn your plays and do what you got to do. And, you don't take time off because you're sore, because you're out of shape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That had to be a big adjustment for a lot of players. It still has to be a big adjustment for a lot of players, thinking that it's one way and then finding out, oh, geez.
Well, and the other thing a lot of people will do in this particular point in time is whether they need to lean up or whether they need to bring on more muscle. This is the time of year that you put that lean muscle on if you're trying to beef up some. Because once you get into the season, it's all maintained. So now is the growth time. Now is the time to put that extra weight on, good lean weight, and go from there. So can't wait, till May, June, and July. You got to start in early spring to really put it on and make it work to your benefit.
Wow. This is like things I wouldn't think about, I guess. Like, I mean, it all makes sense, but it literally is for anybody who just thinks like, oh, they're just out there like playing a game for a couple hours on a Sunday. It's like that's not. You got to like be on your nutrition game, your workout schedule, figure out when you're adding weight, when you're cutting weight, what you're doing to get this little advantage just a little bit, so that you can. That's crazy.
So I agree, Brad. This is the time of year that I gain the weight. Throughout the summer is when I maintain it in the fall.
I've still been putting on that foundation, trying to.
What these college kids have to remember though is when you make that leap from college to the NFL, now there's no school anymore. If you really want to become an NFL player, that's all you focus on now. The learning is going to be on the field and in the playbook, and then what you do in the off season to build muscle, lose the weight, gain the weight, whatever. That's your life now. So I would think if I ever made it that far, that would be exciting to me to know that the school part's over. Now I just get to focus on football 24/7, and that would be exciting if I was bigger. If I ran a 4.26.
That was what was funny when I first got into Buffalo. I'm just relating this. It was like I thought my school days was all over, but man, I spent 4 or 5 hours in a classroom studying plays and learning plays, and almost it was like it, but it was football schoolwork. It wasn't your
You're right.
Your science and math and algebra, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it was still a classroom. But yeah, it's a lot different then, and a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's something you want to do.
Paid to do it, and you got paid to do it.
Brad, at no point you took those physics thinking you're 175 pounds going across the middle, 200-pound safety, traveling at 25 miles an hour is going to bring how much PSI to my shoulder-to-shoulder contact. It all comes together.
No.
That's why we learn the math.
Yeah.
I learned it so I knew how quick I needed to get to the sideline.
There you go.
Yeah.
If Brad leaves the huddle going 13 miles per hour.
Yeah, I do have to admit, I still to this day remember a couple of hits I took across the middle. So yeah, it definitely was yeah, it was something. I can't even imagine today. I mean, it's big, and you guys are getting bigger, they're getting faster. I mean, I have to admit, I believe I got hit by some of the best with Ronnie Lott and those guys that, that ever played the game. But I'm not so sure they was as fast and as big and as strong as some of these guys are now.
I don't know
Brad,
if
when
I'd
you
want to
played,
say
did you
that to
ever
Ronnie
did you
Lott
ever
right now.
witness the hip drop tackle that they just banned now? Did you ever see that, or is it like you said you played against Ronnie Lott where they actually just ran through you? Nowadays you see that hip drop. Did you see a lot of that hip drop, and what do you think about that new rule change?
I love the rule change. I mean, I think that to me, maybe I'm speaking up, but I think it's almost like a dirty play. It's almost like you want to hurt somebody when it's not a necessary tackle. You're doing it intentionally. In my opinion, I don't remember seeing a lot of that when we were playing because we didn't have as many rules as we have now. I mean, you go across the middle, and they're gonna take your feet out from under you at your ankles. It don't matter if you're 3 feet in the air or not, and you land on your head. I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
Now, defenseless and everything else. So I think some of that probably has come into play, later on because of some of the rule changes. But I think that's a good one that they need to take out of the game. You're losing people's careers over that kind of stuff, and it's not. There's no place for it.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
It's just another rule that they have to be consistent with. I saw
Yeah.
somebody drop an image and a saying today saying, "I'd hate to see 4th and 25 in a playoff game and Mahomes get called for a hip drop tackle, first down, and give them the ball." It's one of those situations, but you have to be very specific with it. And you're right. It was different back in the day. The reason why there's so many catch and pull to the ground is because the fundamentals of tackling is actually gone wayside. Tackling is not what it used to be back in the day. You used to tackle a little higher, yes, but the fit forming tackle you don't see quite often. You see more of the grab and ride to the ground. So the quickest way to take a guy down when he's running by you, grab him, drop to his hips, take him down, and I'm glad that's being taken. I'm glad that's being taken away.
Yeah, me too. That was definitely a necessary change that I think they needed to make. But I agree with you. I mean, as much as they're trying to make it safer, sometimes they're making it more dangerous because now guys are concerned about how they're going to hit somebody or not hit somebody. And as an offensive player, I feel for the defensive players. I mean, I'd hate to be a DB. I mean, that to me, especially these 1 second hits that they don't have a chance to really even think about what's getting ready to happen. It just puts them in a bad spot. I mean, to me, a dirty play. If you're a ref, you can see a dirty play a mile away. If it was an intentional or if it was something that, hey, this just part of it just happened. I mean, there's nothing you can do. That's the risk we take when we play, when some of those things happen, because that's just what I call football. But we'll see how it goes. I hope they don't keep changing too many things. I heard they just changed that kickoff now to where they're going to go. I mean, I understand that. I'm glad it's going to give the kickoff returners a chance maybe to get a little more involved in the game again.
Yeah.
And I know it's all about this running down there at full speed. So they're going to be able to they'll be a little bit closer and won't be able to do that. So I kind of got mixed emotions. I mean, I'm glad, but I still feel like it takes away from, the overall part of the game, but that's me.
I think it's polarizing. None of us want to see people's careers get ended. But I think, the older I get, the more I'm like, why you're changing the thing that I love, and why is it got to change all the time? Like, why can't we just keep it the way it is? But I know they're trying to breed some excitement and they're trying to keep people safe. The kickoff thing, I guess I don't really understand exactly why. And if you're watching at home, we're running a little example that my boy Patrick Hughes sent of what it will look like, because that's the way they do it in the XFL. I guess I don't understand 100% the reasoning behind doing it this way, or why it's any safer to do it this way.
If I can jump in,
Sure.
From what I understand is the ball is still kicked on the 35 from the 35. The guys are closer down the field on the 40, I believe is what it is, but they can't move until the actual returner guy catches the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's putting them within 25, 30 yards of being able to get up to full speed or a head speed or whatever. But then you've got the guys blocking you only 5 yards away from you or whatever that short distance is. So it's not allowing these guys to get 30, 40 yards head of steam going and doing a wall buster per se, like Mark Pike used to do.
Sure.
And that, some of those things like that could be injury prone, maybe a higher level of it to where, if those guys can't get to that speed over that course of distance, maybe that's going to help the impact of, these guys not getting the full brunt of it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can tell.
So here's the logistics of that new rule. You're right. It is to make sure that these guys don't get a full head of steam, crash into the pile, cause injuries. It's also going to encourage more kickoff returns, which is what the NFL is trying to do. So there's going to be a landing zone. It's between the 0 and the 20-yard line. If the ball is kicked into the end zone, it's an automatic touchback. The ball starts at the 35. If the
35.
ball doesn't reach the landing zone, or if the ball isn't kicked far enough to land in between the 20 and the 0, it's automatic ball at the 40-yard line. So you have to kick it to that spot. Ball at the 20, if it lands in the zone and rolls to the end zone, it's a touchback. And if must be returned if the receiver catches it in the landing zone. So if the receiver
no more fair catches.
No more fair catches. I know that was one rule that they changed just for the 1 year. If you could call fair catch, the automatic 25-yard line. But now, if you catch it in the landing zone, you have to take it out.
Right.
I got one question.
So there's penalties for not kicking it far. There's 35-yard line if you don't return it, which is, I think that's an advantage, right? 35-yard line is a new thing that's a little further out.
It used to be 25. Yep.
So there you go. They added 10 yards to that. So more times than not, you're going to have a return. Hopeful.
What do you do for onside kicks?
I don't know the onside kick rule. What do you do if someone catches the ball and there's a turnover, like say right at the 20? These refs have to be on the P's and Q's to make sure that that ball actually hit in the land zone and not, it'll be hard for them. I think a lot of rule changes for these refs that are now going to become full time.
That's a good point, though. I mean, you can't do an onside kick. Mm-hmm. So are they basically just eliminating the onside kick?
I didn't see that out there. So
unless you only have one guy in the catch zone, and that's what 20-0.
Yep.
If you do a squib kick, but the guys can't move until the guy touches the ball anyway. So I don't know.
Harold Fuller weighs in.
I mean, on an onside kick, you got to be back here with the kicker, and it's got to go 10. It's got to go 10 yards. But if you're already all the way up on the 40, and your kicker's kicking it from the 35, how do you onside kick it?
Turn around.
Harold Fuller.
Kick it to me.
Our boy Harold Fuller weighed in and said, the surprise onside kick is done since now you have to actually declare that you're kicking an onside kick. So
everybody might sit
up. Then they bring everybody up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so there you go. Declare you're kicking an onside, then it's onside rules. Okay. But no more surprise onside.
Yeah.
All right,
which is half the battle.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's 9:00, and that means
here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
That's right. We're in overtime. Patrick Hughes, thanks so much for reminding me. If you are watching, we appreciate you guys. It's 970 viewers right now. A really solid night. Thank you guys so much. Let's bump it up over to 1,000. Don't forget, if you leave a comment, you'll be entered for the Wheel of Destiny next week to win an FLX Mafia tie-dye is what I was going to say. Tie-dye guy over on our website. So go check that out if you're interested. Leave a comment while you still can. Again, special guest Mr. Brad Lamb with us tonight. We really appreciate you being here with us tonight, Brad, and chatting it up with us and the people in the comments. We got a couple sick kids over there at the Reed house and a sick wife, so we're going to try to end this up here as close to on time here as we can. So thank you guys so much for leaving all the comments and viewing. We're going to leave you with our final thoughts and say goodnight. Brad, thanks again for joining us. And could you leave us with a final thought? What do you got for us for tonight?
Well, as usual, man, I always enjoy my time with you guys. You bring a lot of excitement. Again, for former players, we love having the Bills fans, Bills Mafia. We love all of you guys. I still love Bills Mafia, man. I love coming back to Buffalo and hanging out and visiting. And my wife and I talk about it all the time. We could have stayed there and lived there and been perfectly happy too if it wasn't for our whole families back here. We had to come back, but we love you guys. Appreciate everything that you do, and go Bills.
Hell yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks so much for being a part of it. It's nice having guys like you and Mark, and we've had a couple other guys on, and it's just like it's so refreshing and nice to talk to you guys and appreciate everything that you guys offer, and just spending your time with us and sharing a little bit of knowledge and stories and good times. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Jerry boy, what do you got for us?
Well, I haven't had much time to think about what a closing thought, but we had a major event happen this morning in Baltimore, so our thoughts and prayers are out to everybody that was involved in that. The bridge collapse. It makes you realize that something can happen with a snap of the fingers that can change your life forever. So just love the ones you're around, love your family, and just be appreciative of everything you got. I'm appreciative of you guys, being able to get on here every Tuesday night and talk football with you guys. Something as simple as that goes a long way. Those of you who join us every Tuesday night, you're having a rough day, come on here. We'll make you laugh for a little bit and we'll keep things going, even when football's not happening. Brad, thanks again for coming on. Whenever you want to come back on, just give us a call. Enjoy those grandbabies, man. I'm so happy for you. I know nothing brings a smile more than my parents and my grandkids, or than my kids. So, and Scott's kids, obviously.
My kids mostly.
But, my Scott's kids mostly. But love them babies.
Absolutely.
Guys,
You
a smile goes
Thank
a long
you.
way. A smile goes a long
Yep.
way. Don't be afraid to share one every once in a while. And I can't wait to come back next Tuesday to talk more Bills football. Go Bills.
Listen, I want to say, like, you guys' parents smile a lot when I'm around too. So I just want to put that out there. All right. Scooter, what do you got for a final thought, brother?
My final thoughts of Buff fan base. Final thought: Justice General over there, Buff fan base, and Jake. They've done a great thing over there. They have over 173,000 members on their page. They're doing the right thing. They're very like-minded people like us. It's fan first perspective. We give everybody a chance to have a voice, have their voice heard, and we're not jumping down their throats if they have an opposing opinion. And we absolutely love that. That's why we're a part of this. And thank you, Buff fan base, for allowing us to be a part of your network. It's been amazing, been awesome. I am joining Rob Crippen this Thursday on for the Nickel City crew. Thursday, I can't remember what time, but it'll be posted all over the social media. I'll be a guest on their show. I can't wait to do it with them. But it's family. It's Bills Mafia. And Brad, your family, once you're a Bill, you're always a Bill. We love you. We thank you for coming on, sharing your story about your son. We root you on and him on and wish them the best success. It'd be awesome if you became a Bill. Tell me that.
Yeah, I'll get a jersey.
There you go. Well, we do have a live draft show, guys. We will be covering the draft on Thursday. It's a 5 to 6 hour show. We have food, we drink beer, we talk Bills football. We try to mock draft all these players that their lives are being changed forever in the first round, and we are accepting phone calls. So, Brad, feel free to give us a call come time the Bills are going to draft, and we'll see if we can't predict something. I'll give you my information. But, yeah, it's a good time. That's what we'd like to have here, and that's why we enjoy the comments that come in, because you all know it. We love to have a blast and hear your voice. Well, cheers and go Bills.
That's right. Cheers and go Bills indeed. Guys, you killed it tonight. 1,000 folks tuning in right now live, watching the show. The numbers for this year have been incredibly crazy. Thank you so much for your continued support. And remember, this show is yours as much as ours, man. We love the interaction. We love engaging with you guys. And, it's just a beautiful thing we got going on here and we get to be a part of. So thank you so much for tuning in every Tuesday. And you can tune in every Tuesday right here where you're watching this: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any of those places for the K-Gun, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, in season, we do a kickoff show before the game, an hour and a half before, myself and Scooter Magooter and Mr. Ryan Thomas, the Thomas Takes Sport podcast. So tune into that. Don't forget to check out 247buffpandemonium.com for all sorts of articles and sweet gear and whatever else you need. And, man, we love you guys. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Oh, thanks, Jerry. Yeah.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
tell Jack to go and fetch your bank. Try that and upstate, boy, it's a different